Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm gonna try and make these shorter for you guys. Because I get the whole watching YouTube attention span. Even when I'm watching shit that I'm really interested in, I'm like, I gotta go do something else. Why do I need to go do something else? Because it's been like 3 minutes that you've been watching this YouTube video. So anyway, I am a mess. The house is a mess. Everything's just a mess because basically the only thing I've been doing is dancing, singing, writing, meditating, and scrying. And it has been brought to my attention that I should talk about the Kundalini snakes. Now, a lot of you might know about the snakes. They're actually really becoming popular, which is awesome, I think. The problem I see is that nobody's talking about, well, what do I do with these snakes when they awaken? I mean, there's a reason why they call them snakes, okay? And when they wake up, it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that energy? For one, it's an immense amount of energy, by the way, FYI. What are you gonna do with all that energy? It's like getting on a wild horse. It's a beautiful concept to jump on this amazingly wild black stallion and just gallop off into the horizon. Have you ever worked with horses? Anyway, we're going to start with so basically, yes, when they wake up, you have to waken them through Mercury. Why? Well, one, Mercury, the caduceus, okay, the imagery, the symbolism. Just think about the caduceus. Caduceus? Anyway. The staff, the snakes, the wings. Just keep that image in your head and you will receive messages. So these snakes have to be employed with care. They wake up and I got this image of I've been there, just everything's flying around you so fast. And then I thought of Medusa, with the snakes in her head. She's all over the place. All the snakes are fucking trying to kill everybody. They're you could awaken your snakes and all of a sudden you have this force within you that you can't control. I've been on a horse that I can't control that fucking takes off and you're holding on for dear life and you're thinking, Jesus Christ, either I jump or I'm along for the ride. There's that decision. You either jump off the wild, crazy running horse or you hold on. Now, it's best to think of these snakes as pets because if you think of them as pets, you love them. You love them. Oh my God, you love them so much. So much. You just want to squeeze them. But they can't shit on the floor. Okay? No shitting on the floor. It's totally unacceptable. And if one of these dogs shit on the floor, guess what I do? Maybe animal abuse people won't, jump on me for saying that I will hold them down and beat their ass. Have I beaten your ass? Oh, Job, I've beaten your ass. And sometimes they come in like bingo here. This little dog, I only beat his ass once because he shit on the floor. He just can't shit on the floor. He just can't. It's unacceptable behavior. So these snakes that come up have to be told. And, I know there's a lot of dog training ideas out there, but if you stick your dog's nose in their own shit, they know that it's their shit and they know that they did it. Even if it was, in the middle of the night or whatever it was, believe me, if you know animals, they know with that nose and that smell that shit is theirs, and they're like, fuck. Like, you even know, like, they tell you in the morning, like, oh, God, oh, Mom, I shit on the floor, I'm so, they're good dogs, they're like, oh, shit, I'm so sorry, I shit on the floor, Mom, I just couldn't hold it, I just couldn't hold it. And this imagery, as I was in Gnosis for this information, Lady and the Tramp came to me. And I remember watching, I loved Lady and the Tramp. I still do. I love dogs. So, remember in the beginning when she was in the bathroom and she was whimpering and she's like, oh God. And it just like, hearing a crying dog just tears me apart. And remember when Lady was allowed to sleep on the bed. And remember how proud she was to be a good dog? She's like, I'm going to be the best dog ever. And she has a collar, and she's proud of her collar, and she shows her friends, and she's just like a good, well-behaved puppy dog. Now, note that she does fall in love with the Tramp. There's a lot of correlations with that whole dynamic. We do still have to love the Tramps. I mean, it's all a part of it, right? So, back to the snakes. Treating them like puppies, pets, horses, an animal. I mean, they're snakes. I've owned snakes before, so I don't know, your experience with snakes, but I've held wild snakes and I've held tame snakes. And there's a difference, right? I mean, come on. There's a difference. One of the things with training these snakes, this energy, is they become the power of your chariot. Again, with training horses. I personally have worked with Morgan horses in Vermont, and I have worked with them for pulling carts. Training a horse to ride and training a horse to pull a cart is very different. And during Gnosis, I was thinking about this horse named Star that I witnessed. She was so scared when we were putting the harnesses on her, because to ride a horse, you just have a saddle and bridle. But to pull a cart, you've got a lot of leather all over you. And we're putting this on this horse, and she gets so fucking terrified. She flips herself over backwards. She knocks her head on the floor, on the pavement of the barn, knocks herself out. I'm like a teenager working this is my job. Blood flows everywhere. I thought I had just witnessed this horse kill herself. She didn't die. The vet came. Actually, I remember I got a bucket. Well, Roland was there, my boss. He said, go get a bucket of water and pour it on her head. And I did that, and the water, she jumped up, and it was just like, and she shook herself off, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Anyway, derailing. I said I was going to make this video short, so I've got to continue on. These snakes can pull your chariot if they're trained, if they're obedient, if they don't fucking try to kill themselves or kill you in the process. The amount of focus that you have to train a horse, I think, is very underestimated unless you've trained horses. Dogs are a little bit easier, I think. I mean, yeah, oh, totally. A dog can't fucking kill you. And I'm not trying to ride the dog either. Like, when I get on a horse, it's like my life is in that horse's hands. Like, seriously. People don't think about it because they just want to think about the romantic idea of being on a horse. This horse could kill you. Can throw you down, stomp on your fucking head. I've been thrown into barbed wire fences. Oh God, that pony. Ooh, that makes me so mad. They know it too. If you've ever been on a horse that's pissed off, I had this one horse, I was using a whip, and it was an abused horse that I was rehabilitating. And he was like, that was his hard limit. He was like, you ain't using a whip on me. And of course, you know, I use a whip in the proper way. But this horse, Freckles was his name, he pinned me against the fence. My leg was pinned up against the fence. And I felt him with every cell in my body. And he was like, drop the fucking whip. And I did. I dropped the whip. And he let up. And he's like, all right, now we can proceed. And I like, it made a world of difference. I never used a whip with him. And we continued on to his training. He was a beautiful little pony. He was so sweet. Anyway, again, I must continue. So, we want well-behaved, loving snakes, okay? You don't want to cage up a wild snake. It's just not right. The wild ones should be free. If you want to do something with this energy, then they need to be well behaved. It's just how it is. So I'm shuffling the cards, and I had to refocus because I was thinking about some other shit that's been happening with me. And then I was like, no, snakes. Let's bring in these snakes. In the center, Queen of Hearts, the Empress. And I was like, of course you would be there. This is the princess that's surrounded by all of the animals. More recently, Princess Sophia. Older fucking Snow White. Like Cinderella. She had the little mice and stuff, you know? I mean, the animals that surround you are important. They're not wild, crazy, shitting on the floor, stressed out, anxiety-ridden animals that are surrounding these princesses. Just saying, they're well behaved. And they don't shit on the floor. In the north, what we're thinking in the air, what's floating around, was 9 of Swords. And I was like, you know, you've got that 9, you've got that completion almost. could be a disaster. You've got the sword, the double-edged sword, me and you. You've got so much going on here. I thought of life and death, and then I thought of orgasm. Because of the Kundalini snakes, like, I mean, you do know how to wake them up, right? So you're getting to that orgasm and you're learning how to, I mean, that's where it's used. I mean, not the only place, but it's like it's the charging center. I mean, it has to be involved to wake the snakes. And you learn how to use them for other things, but that orgasm, that peak, that take your breath away, hold your breath, that oh shit feeling, that oh God feeling. What is going on? I mean, I haven't really thought about that, but I mean, you know, we're going back and forth in dimensions. So it's also, for me, the feeling when you're on top of a roller coaster and you're about to drop. And you're like, you don't know whether or not to fucking hold on like this or to throw your hands up in the air. And I'm just like, I just don't know what I'm doing. Just fucking hold on. So these snakes, when they wake up, be aware that it can take your breath away. And if you're not able to recenter and bring them back, you're going to have a bunch of wild, crazy energy that you got to do something with. So in the South, what was grounding us was 8 of Wands. Of course, that 8 always gets me moving. The 8 and the Wands is fire. I'm always thinking about spinning fire. And actually, I do always think about Harry Potter because of the wand. I'm like, psh, pow. Anyway. You know, moving fast, exploration, and wielding this wand, you know, you got to practice with it, right? And then this movement of wands and fire become the dragons. And then I'm like, whoa, okay, yeah, you wake these snakes and they become dragons. I mean, you either want wild dragons or tamed dragons. I think we got both. Obviously, in the world there are both, but you know, which one do you want to be? You want to ride the dragons, or do you want to be like scorched as the dragon, like flames the fucking land? I want to be riding the fucker. That's just, it's just where I want to be. Personally, you know, so it's like, when you train the dragons, you're able to use them. You're able to wield this power. It's clear. Personally, I think it's clear. The fire and the wands is also sexual energy that also points right back to the Kundalini snakes. You know, and they're like, yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, this is true. Yes, this is what you need to say. Yes, we are the snakes. Yes, we turn into dragons. Oh my God. Yes, this happens. And Center of Mystic Arts is a place for you to learn how to train your dragons. can't believe I just said that. Oh, How to Train a Dragon. I love those movies. Anyway, stay focused. Focus. Ooh, stay focused. The amount of focus it takes to train a dragon needs to be mentioned. Okay. The other thing that came to me here is the idea that you don't have to wake these dragons up. And I want to put this out there. It doesn't make sex better. You can still enjoy really good sex without waking your Kundalini dragons. Kundalini snakes, sorry, I'm already seeing them as dragons. Waking your Kundalini snakes. Because they're snakes to begin with, you know. You don't have to wake them up just because it's cool, you know? There's actually a lot of responsibility. Don't get a fucking puppy if when he's shitting on your floor and tearing up your fucking sofa, you're going to chain him up to a tree. Just don't get a fucking puppy. Make sure you do the proper research. You're in the proper place. You're with the proper people to wake up this energy. If you want to use it for good, to fucking save the planet. Okay. Anyway. Saturn. Stay focused on the planets and the constellations. The physical reality is just a matrix. So in the east, I got the Joker coming up over that hill in the east, in the sacred location where the sun comes up and sheds light on everything. I've got this crazy fucking kid that's willing to do anything, that wants to have fun. He's the Joker. He's the wild card. He's the innocent child. He's the free. He's freedom. He's free to do anything. He's madness. He's disorder. He's chaos. Is he shitting on the floor? Instantly. Because he's also the traveler. So, through the gnosis, all the coma kids came to me. The free travelers. These carefree, traveling human beings that have already shed all of their possessions and their worldly possessions, and they're living out of backpacks, and they're just free to roam the planet. God bless them. The beautiful wandering traveler. So I'm juggling this, and of course I'm a Libra, so I've got be a good puppy or be a wild and free lone wolf. I mean, they both look really good. Don't get me wrong, I really love the Tramp, and I love the idea of I'm a black lone wolf howling under the moon and ripping apart my prey. I like both. There's this little cute little lady Cocker Spaniel, which aren't really as cute. No, I'm sorry. Cocker Spaniels are adorable. Just not as cute as in the, cartoons. Cartoons always make everything cuter. Anyway, Spaniels are beautiful dogs. I'm not hating on the Spaniels. The English Springer Spaniel happens to be my favorite. But anyway, off topic. So you've got both. Maybe that's why there's two snakes. Oh. Maybe you gotta have a tame one and a wild one, and they've got to work together. So the realization, and one thing that I am learning too, is sometimes you do crazy ass shit. A lot of times I find myself in the middle of doing something and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Be careful. Be careful. Step gently, carefully, right? So you need that joker to do some crazy shit sometimes. So at the end, in the West, the last card was Ace of Hearts. Of course it would be Ace of Hearts. In this placement, the West, where the sun goes down, where it settles into night, I'm crawling into bed with the Ace of Hearts, with my dragons that love me, that won't shit on the floor, that will curl up around me, will protect me from any fucking thing. I trust these dragons because they're trained. If untrained, they might just run off and, I mean, like, how are you going to protect me if you're, like, I witnessed with, you know, my dogs. It's literal. And I told Azul that. I was like, how are you going to protect me if you're not near me? It's just the truth of the matter. So keeping your dragons as close as possible and as loved as possible. Remember that grounded in love, that rooted in love? They are so connected to me because I love them so goddamn much. They're not going to let anything hurt me. So, keeping it real. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out centerofmysticarts.com. And, you know, if you feel like you're ready for this training, I'm definitely ready to receive the right applicant. And I mean, I can't say there's really any links below other than my website. Maybe think about supporting us on Patreon, you know. I have a very important person coming on the 24th. She got her tickets. So I'm really excited. And we're going to be doing videos together. And it's super cool. Her name is Rainbow Jaguar. And we are going to do magic. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day in love and light. And don't forget the lube. Ciao.